Okay, so you just saw me do an unboxing with movies, but people have been curious about, my actual movies, like what do I have and such, what DVDs did I collect, etc. And I figured now is a good time to show them since I've got basically all of them set up at this point. So let's take a look. Okay, let's start from here. You could see the, God almighty. You could see the prequel Star Wars movies. And then you can see the fucking amazing, I'm just going to call them the originals. And then you got the Indiana Jones box set, which is a treasured thing to me. And then you have, fucking Crystal Skull, motherfucker. Miami Vice, the whole thing. I love this show to death. Like people don't even have a clue how much I love this show, and I don't really talk about it much, but this is like one of the big ones for me. And then next to it is another one I love, which is Lethal Weapon. I love this series to death. I've shown The Honeymooners, so people knew that I had this set. I've talked about Benny Hill. I've talked about Monty Python. I've talked about James Bond, and this is the whole thing, except, and this pisses me off, that Casino Royale was a separate thing. It wasn't actually in the set. It came like this when it came in the box. And then I got Quantum of Solace from someone else as a gift. I believe on my birthday, actually. I could be wrong about that, though. And, yeah, so these two are separate. I kind of wish they were in the box. I love how I keep pushing it back, and it keeps going further and further back. I wish these were in the box. But, yeah, they're not. And you may notice there's no real order to a lot of this stuff, and that's because I just put it on the shelves, to get, not to have it up, like sitting on the floor or anything. These aren't exactly toys here. They're DVD sets. I want them to stay in good condition, or as good enough condition as I can. Okay, so now we move over to the dorkdom here. This is exactly what it looks like. This is the Transformers Generation 1 box set. This is everything. Actually, people have asked me, what the hell is this? Because I've never actually shown it. I've never actually shown it, so let me just quickly see if I can get this sucker open here. Yeah, you pull it open like the Matrix of Leadership. This is so fucking cool. This was limited edition, too. I remember when I bought it. Has two magnets for the Autobots and Decepticons. Or, sorry, Decepticons and Autobots. And then you have the sets here. And it's one of the coolest friggin' box sets you will ever own. The discs look awesome. And not only that, but in here is this. And this is this amazing outline of every single episode along with images for each episode. It covers the entire series in this book. So if you want to know, like, what episode does something happen in, you could reference it in there. I'm sorry, I found that amazing. I think I put these in, yeah, I'm putting these in the row. Stupid ass. Discs 1 through 4, yeah, they go like this. What am I doing? Holy crap, I'm bad at these. This is why I don't do videos like this. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But, yeah, this is one of my pride and joys right here. I love it to death. But I'm a huge Transformer nut for the original series, so, yeah, it makes sense that I would... Shit. No, I'm just going to stop for a sec here. It makes sense that I would own this box set. Okay, there we go. I don't want to... Shit. I don't want to break it, I don't want to break it or damage it. One of my bad habits, unfortunately, is sometimes I don't put the DVDs away when I watch them. I'll leave them out forever. You can see, like, I don't know if it ever fucking focuses. I'm so glad I have this wonderful 24p camera and I can't keep focus at times. You'll see Secret Window there, and you'll see Blair Witch, and there's some other stuff down there. I'm actually trying to find the disc for Secret Window. I don't know what the hell happened to it. Damn it. And of course, everything fell over. What else is new? Let's try to get the Transformer thing back in place, shall we? This is going to be fun. Yeah, it's nifty having sets, but at the same time, trying to put everything back, what a pain in the ass at times. So, right next to the Transformers set, we have Transformers the movie. Now, you'll notice a lack of Michael Bay's Transformers. That's because I fucking hate Michael Bay's Transformers with a passion. I seriously cannot stand it. There's only one Transformers movie, and it's this fucking movie. End of story. So what else we got? Let's see. You got The Good Shepherd. This is a really good movie. Fracture. This is an excellent film that I don't know too many people who have actually seen it, but I love it. Peacemaker. I like this movie quite a bit. My cousin Vinny. I watch this with my father all the time. You're gonna notice it's random. Like here we got The Aviator, another really great movie. Judge Dredd, not a very good movie, but fun to watch regardless. Rush Hour 2, no Rush Hour 1. Yeah, it's kind of bad. Adventures of Fort Fairlane. And you also notice something else here. Let me zoom in. Anything with yellow tickets like this, tags, these were from GameStop when they used to sell DVDs. And they used to do them like used. It was like buy two, get one free, and then there was like buy one, get one free. They were trying to get rid of them at one point because they had too many. But yeah, these are like the GameStop ones. I'm not that pleased about that actually, looking back on it, because it clashes, and you could tell it was bought dirt cheap compared to some other ones where I actually got up my ass and paid for them. But fuck, at least I had the movie. Now, if something pisses me off, it's that buying movies from like fucking Rite Aid or something. I'll show you why. I'll show you why. Do you see that? This was new. This wasn't used, it was sealed. What the fuck is that? But it gets better. Watch this. Okay, you see the rim, right? Notice anything about the plastic part here? It actually cuts into where the thing is. So the question is, can this even be read on a DVD player? I have no fucking idea. It also has scratches on it, which tells me that Rite Aid actually repackaged used DVDs at some point and didn't tell a goddamn soul. That pisses me off. As for the movie, I saw it ages ago. I kind of enjoyed it. Am I going to be that disappointed if it doesn't work? I'll just get a new copy sooner or later. It can't be that expensive. Lucky Slevin, this is actually really good. This is very different from what you'd expect, actually, from the trailers and stuff. National Treasure 2, I have National Treasure 1, Tigerland. Like, as you can see, it's a barrage of movies. Like, here's Terminator 3 next to When Harry Met Sally, and then Miracle at St. Anna. Wait, is it Miracle at St. Yeah, Miracle at St. Anna. Okay, I got that right. Then you got, like, Chicago, The Matrix. Well, these are actually in the same place. And you got Sleepy Hollow, and From Hell, and you get Carter, and it just kind of goes on. And then I have shit that I got, at certain times I have shit that I have no interest in watching this. Look, you like the film, that's fine. I really don't care for it. I think it's long and boring. As Steve Harvey said, why we gotta sit here learning this boring ass story about this punk ass? Bring on the water. That's what I'm thinking when I watch that fucking movie. Bring on the goddamn water. It's called the Titanic, not an hour and 40 minutes of dry-ass romance. Dry-ass romance, I might add, that, like, literally fucking When Harry Met Sally. Watch that if you want to see a funny and enjoyable romance movie that you could actually enjoy, with anybody. But, let me not rant too much here. Man on Fire, I love this movie. Though I've got to say, this movie, I've fucking played Max Payne 3, I was constantly reminded of this. I don't know what the hell it was, but something about this movie, like, it just kept reminding me over and over. Like, Max Payne 3, I kept playing, I kept thinking of Man on Fire endlessly. I don't know. Changeling, this is probably my favorite Angelina Jolie movie. I know everybody's gonna go, but what about Tomb Raider? She actually acts in that movie as far as I'm concerned, so yeah, I'll take it. AI, not a diehard fan. K-19, The Widowmaker, this is a very, very dramatic and depressing movie. By the way, the Get Carter remake, this fucking sucks. Let's just get that out of the way right here, right now. Swim Fan, I've actually never watched this before, so I have no idea. One of these days I probably will. The Mist, I actually really enjoyed. The ending is beyond fucked up, though. 300, I'm not doing the fucking Spartan jokes, so get the hell out of here. Hitman, yeah, the less said the better. Well, actually, it's what you call a guilty pleasure movie. Occasionally I'll pop it on if I'm bored, but really I'm not really watching it. It's kind of on in the background for noise or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So what else we got? Once Upon a Time in Mexico, which I friggin' loved. Fucked up thing about this one is I saw this first. Then I saw El Mariachi. Then I saw Desperado. So I've seen it in the most fucked up order, like it's all out of whack. And I think I like El Mariachi the best. Desperado's awesome, but El Mariachi is stylish as fuck, and for a debut film, like his first film basically, that was some impressive shit at the time. Jackie Brown, I love this fight. I've talked to so many people who don't like this movie who like other Quentin Tarantino movies, and I don't understand it. This one is like one of the best ones, because the dialogue is so snappy and it works, it pops. Kelly's Heroes, A Dirty Dozen, I shouldn't have to explain what those are up to. Those movies kick ass. Those movies never get old. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Tropic Thunder, The Grudge, King Kong. I think Peter Jackson's a little overrated. I mean, yeah, he makes good movies, but does this really replace the original? Not in the slightest. It's like a different take on it. And it's not a terrible movie. It's just, it's got too many fucking layers going for it that after a while it gets old. Like you're watching it and it just goes on and on and on, and it never gets to the point. Like the original at least had some pacing to it. Not to mention when they made the original, I mean, yeah, the special effects are dated as fuck, but at the same time, throwing a shit ton of CG at the screen doesn't make it better. I'm looking at you, Michael Bay. Where the fuck was I? Land of the Dead. It's alright. I like Dawn of the Dead way better. In fact, I'd have to say of all the fucking Dead movies, Romero's Dead movies, Dawn of the Dead is my absolute favorite. I know people are gonna get mad. They're gonna go, but Night of the Living Dead is amazing. Yeah, no, Night of the Living Dead is pretty cool. When I got into horror films, and I'll admit, James Rolfe got me into horror films because he kept talking about them, and then I decided to look into them a little bit more, and then I realized, oh, it's not all gore. It's actually kind of scary and fun to watch. Dawn of the Dead was one of the first ones I picked up after that thing he did ages ago. And I discovered a new genre to some degree. Funny enough, I had seen like Silence of the Lambs and some other really creepy-ass movies when I was younger, so I'd already kind of seen some horror-type stuff. I just didn't know it, basically. Scarface, awesome movie, but I shouldn't need to tell anybody that. It's actually not one of those... a lot of people say it's overrated. It's not overrated. Using some phrases from it are like insanely fucking overrated. Da Vinci Code. I actually liked the Da Vinci Code. I didn't like Angels... What was it? Angels versus Demons or Angels and Demons? I can't remember the fucking name of the second movie, but I didn't care for it as much. Da Vinci Code, to me, it feels like an adventure game. Like an adventure game you play on the PC. It has all the makings of it. Not to mention, I love the ending and I love the soundtrack to the movie. Let's see, now we got the Aquatine. These were actually... these were a gift from Chris. As were a couple other DVDs we're going to run into, but I love these to death. Actually had the original ages ago, and then I either sold it off or lost it. I don't honestly remember the story behind that, but I wish that never happened, because this is one of my favorite series to watch when I'm bored. It's mindless, it's stupid, but it's funny as hell at the same time. If you got a sense of humor, you'll probably laugh. If you don't laugh at it, chances are your sense of humor needs to kind of take a break and realize that really stupid fucking shit can also be funny. If you turn that side of your brain that gets really critical about things off, you can enjoy it. If not, forget it. Don't bother. Memento, I've talked about that movie a million times. Awesome. Gangs of New York, one of my favorite movies. This was one of the movies that made me respect Leonardo DiCaprio as an actor more. Then it was like The Aviator and Inception and things like that, and it kind of went up and up and up from that. Okay, and then we get to The Happening. I'll admit it's on my shelf. I'll admit it's there. I'll admit once in a blue moon I will fire it up. The reason I watch it... The only reason I watch this movie is to remind myself how not to do a plot in a movie. How not to do a plot, how not to do pacing, and how not to fucking promote something that is totally different from its actual, like, what it's gonna be. This film is, like, ridiculously bad on all fronts. And you'll note, I said I liked Devil. It's the same director. I actually like Unbreakable. I like The Sixth Sense. I could do without The Village, because The Village would have been awesome without that stupid fucking twist that you could see coming a mile away anyway. And, what was the other one? Lady in the Water or some shit? It's a bunch of really crappy ones. But then there were a couple of good ones, and The Happening had the chance to be good, and it's not. It's terrible. I keep it up there as a reminder. There's a couple movies on here, I'll point them out when we get to them, that they're so fucking terrible. They're up there as reference material for me, that if I ever make any videos and I'm not sure what is bad and what is good, I go back to them. So yeah, that's one of them. Back to the Future now. Now we go from good to bad. We go from bad to good. Excuse me, that was insulting. I didn't mean that. You're awesome. This is actually one of my favorite sets. I recently got this one too. SWAT. It's not terrible. You could fire it up and enjoy it, I guess. I'm still not sure if it's supposed to be a remake of the TV series or not. Or a movie or something. I have no fucking idea. What else do we have? Let's see. We have Uzumaki. And I will talk about Uzumaki in 1 second, because Marco has to do something.
And then Marco ran for the bathroom. I really don't think I need to describe it beyond this point, but for those of you who haven't caught on yet... We now return you to your regularly scheduled, I have no fucking idea, but back to it.
Sorry about that. Okay, where were we? Uzumaki Spiral. I love the shit out of this movie. This is one that I believe Spoonie covered this to nonstop, but this is actually one, if you look here, you can see I picked this up at GameStop for $5.99. It was like sitting in the used rack. I said, this looks so fucking weird, why not? And it was also, if I remember right, it was produced by Manga Entertainment or some shit like that. Their name, or Viz, was that who it was? Yeah, Viz, it was Viz. And I'm like, wait, don't they do anime and shit? And I was like, yeah, you know what, fuck it. This was a while ago I got this one. This was actually a long fucking time ago. But that movie's awesome. Now you might be asking yourself, why the fuck do I own Ghost Ship? Because Ghost Ship is actually pretty damn good. Here's the problem with Ghost Ship. The movie has a fantastic ending, and then it decides it wants to do a big twist at the end. Like, right after the great ending, you think it's over and done, they pull this fucking twist. My advice, you want to enjoy this movie, you want to actually watch it and have a little bit of fun or entertainment out of it, stop the movie at the last, like, what is it, 4 minutes? I can get you the actual time code if you really want it, but once you get to that point, you'll know when it happens, stop the fucking movie. Because if you get to the point where they do the twist and play the rock music and then cue the credits, you're gonna feel like shit. I swear to God, this whole fucking movie is ruined by that one scene. This also has one of the best fucking openings I've seen to a film. It's shocking as all shit and hilarious at the same time. This is actually one you might want to check out. It's not anywhere near as bad as people claimed. Neither is Death Race, actually. Death Race, I don't know why people trash in this. Maybe because it's Jason Statham again, and it looks like bullshit, and it looks stupid, and it looks like it's a, you know, really bad remake of something else, but it's actually kind of fun to watch. It's like the Fast and the Furious movies. Some people like them, some people don't, and they're like guilty pleasures to a degree. Now, here's one I like that a lot of people do not like. Phone Booth. I dug the shit out of this movie. The whole goddamn thing takes place with him in a phone booth. And the other guy on the other line is so sadistic and so fucked up, but at the same time you start agreeing with him, or you start nodding at what he's saying, and he has all this like information and stuff. It's crazy. I would check that out if you could stand to watch something a little different. Phone Booth is pretty good because it's not what you expect, and the ending when he, you know, has to like reveal all the shit about himself, the person he is. I don't want to spoil anything. Is pretty good. All right, what do we got? Oh, War of the Worlds. You know, something you'll know about me. I don't hate Tom Cruise. I don't care what everybody says about him, Scientology and all this bullshit. I actually enjoy his movies. You know, I don't look at when I watch a movie with Tom Cruise in it, I'm watching the movie. I'm not gonna go, oh, he's into Scientology, I can't watch this. It's asinine. He might be in something really good. I mean, if people did that, if I did that, then I wouldn't have seen the new Mission Impossible. And let me tell you, the new Mission Impossible was fucking awesome. This movie, I swear to God, his kids are the reason I couldn't stand it. They are the most obnoxious fucking brats on earth. And I don't know why he put up with them. I really don't get it. I mean, okay, look, I can understand it to a degree, but at the same time, they're fucking assholes. Unless I'm thinking of something else, I could swear to God that his kids, or at least one of the kids, is a complete asswipe. He has two of them, right? He has, what does he have, a son and a daughter, I think? Could swear to it. Maybe? I could swear to God he has a daughter and he has a son. And the son is like an asshole or something. I don't know. Mixed views on that one. That and it's a remake. And you didn't need a remake of War of the Worlds. The original was excellent. In fact, the radio drama was fantastic. It's like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Could have been a radio drama. They didn't have to make fucking movies out of it or a TV show. It was fine as it was. Does it work? Sure, it worked. Did the remake work? So. That's a very mixed opinion thing, though. The Wrestler. I get called pretentious all the time for actually digging this movie. What I don't dig about this movie is kind of the ending. I don't really understand it to a certain degree, and even as I watch all these movies, sometimes I'll get to the end of them, and I won't actually understand the choice the director made with the ending. Okay, now we have another movie in the selection I mentioned before. Remember how I mentioned The Happening and I said I have that on there for one reason? Well, guess why this is on my shelf? The same fucking reason. This is a perfect spitting-ass example of how not to make a fucking movie. And this is one of the better examples. In fact, I think I'd rather watch The fucking Happening over this, because this is just like... Let me put it this way. If I gotta pick between fucking Ang Lee's Hulk, this, and either of the Ghost Rider movies, or even the fucking Punisher movie, I'm gonna pick any of them over this. This is just garbage. It was fucking terrible. I didn't want to see any superhero movies after I watched that. it like destroyed it for me pretty much. I'm so glad they actually got off their ass and made good ones, like the Avengers. Holy shit, that was amazing. But God almighty, it was so fucking bad. Actually, I thought Iron Man was gonna suck ass too, to be honest with you, but no, it fucking rocked. But this phased the shit out of me. This and like 2 other ones were just like, yeah, I'm done with superhero movies. I'm glad I didn't actually go that route though, because I would have missed some pretty good shit. Again, the Avengers just blew my mind. Changing Lanes, one of my favorite movies. I think that this is one of the more creative dramas out there. A lot of people go on and on and on about Crash and a few other movies and how it's really dramatic and gets inside the characters and deals with all these complex issues and shit. I think Changing Lanes does that just as well with 2 central characters. And how they collide and clash and how they both have effects on each other's life without actually fucking being there, and how everything changes. It's brilliant. It's a great movie. It's a great movie, and the scene where Samuel L. Jackson... I just want to make sure there's Sam Jackson before... Yeah, okay, I'm just double checking there. I don't want to say it is, and then it turns out to be like Morgan Freeman or something, because I'm look like an idiot. It's Ben Affleck too, right? Yeah. It's amazing. Sometimes I can't remember who's in the goddamn movies, but I know the movies were really good. But I can't believe it's Ben Affleck. He's actually acting in the fucking movie. I'm joking here. But no, definitely check it out. It's really good. 21 Grams, this is another one. This is kind of a selective one. You might like this, you might not. It depends. I happen to like Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, and Naomi Watts, and I thought they were great in this film. This is not for everybody, though. I'm not even going to say what the plot is, because I don't want to spoil it. If you're up for something different, check it out. Fallen. My man Denzel is in this one, and this is an awesome movie with, like, a twisted-ass ending. Again, I won't give anything away. This is one I get yelled at all the time for actually enjoying. Like, it's like, why do you like Disturbia? What the fuck is wrong with you? You're not allowed to like anything that Shia LaBeouf is in. Which means, by the way, his name does mean the beef. I just want to throw that out there. But I get shit all the time for actually enjoying. It's not my fault I enjoy movies with these people in them sometimes. What am I supposed to do? Hate every goddamn movie someone's in? That's retarded. If I did that, I wouldn't have seen a lot of fucking movies. And I wouldn't have found a lot of movies either. Alright, it's starting to drag. Let's move on. Untraceable. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched this yet, so I couldn't tell you. It's probably not that bad. 310 to Yuma, this I watched. This was fucking awesome. This is a remake, but not a bad remake at all. There have been worse remakes. I actually prefer this over True Grit, the remake. Even though the True Grit remake's not that bad. Let me tell you something, this is a freaking good movie. I don't know how many people have actually seen this movie, but if you haven't seen this one, you need to check this film out. It's just friggin' awesome. It's like a character study like nothing else. What else we got? 21. This is another one I really like. But then again, you know what it is with me too? I really like Kevin Spacey movies, apparently. I don't know what the hell it is, but every movie he's in I watch at least once in my lifetime, even if it's terrible. But this was an interesting flick. And I dug the whole, like, you know, he's teaching them how to fucking count cards and shit and cheat, and then it all backfires on everybody. I don't think I should have to explain why I have this movie here. I really don't. If the language in my video and the dialogue at times doesn't match up, watch this movie and then you might get a hint or two. I reference it all the time. Okay, let's go down to the second. Yeah, that's the first row. We're not done yet by even a mile. I might not have the biggest collection, but I've got a nice size collection. Now let's see what we got here. I'm going to try to speed this up a little. Taking Lives, that's not bad. Phantom of the Opera, this is a hit or miss. You're either going to like it or you're going to hate it. If you like Broadway shows like I do, you'll probably like the Phantom of the Opera. That being said, I will say this much. Nothing beats the Broadway performance of Phantom of the Opera. The movie's good, but seeing it live it doesn't match up. It's like Chicago and everything else. Though Chicago, I will admit, really feels like the friggin' stage play, where Phantom of the Opera and stuff is like overblown. But yeah, if you got to choose between one or the other, go see it on Broadway, or just see it as a smaller performance of it. I guarantee it'll blow you out of your chair. Oh God, Wanted. I get so much flack for liking this movie nowadays, which I don't understand, because I thought people really enjoyed the shit out of it. I enjoy it. I mean, it's got some issues, I will admit, but so do the Matrix movies and a bunch of other films that people love. I mean, I'm looking at a movie right here that has issues, but I fucking love it to death. I don't know why. And I'm not talking about fucking Alone in the Dark either before we go there. No, that's another example of a movie sitting on my shelf that explains to me how not to make a fucking movie. And the sin of it is, it's based on one of my favorite game series of all time. I don't even fucking know what to say about that one. No, I was actually talking about Big Trouble in Little China. This is a fucking amazing movie, but the problem is this movie is like, it's just all over the fucking place. It's a cult classic. I won't say it isn't, but it's a really bizarre fucking movie to watch the first time. You won't actually know what to make of it, but it's a lot of fun to watch either way. Actually, I remember watching this as a kid with other kids my age, and I watched it recently, and I gotta say, that ain't a fucking kids movie. So I have no idea what the hell we were doing watching that. Deja Vu. Oh boy. Not one of the better Denzel Washington films, supposedly, but I'll admit to you, I actually did kind of enjoy it. Then again, keep this in mind. I had watched The Happening. Then I watched The Mist. Then I watched Deja Vu. So yeah, put 2 and 2 together there and you might find an answer. Desperado, I talked about this earlier. The Negotiator. The Negotiator. I love this fucking movie to death. But again, we have Samuel L. Jackson, who's awesome. And then we got Kevin Spacey, who's awesome. So yeah. Okay, here's one of my favorite movies of all time. Heat. This is like definitive awesomeness right here. This is like one of the... I keep saying this is like... No, this is one of the greatest films ever made, plain and simple. And next to that is one of my all-time favorites as well, Blood Diamond. Now, this is one where people were like, why do you like the movie so much? And I can't really pinpoint it. I just really, really, really like this movie. And again, this is yet another film where DiCaprio surprised the shit out of me with his, how he could vary his acting up quite a bit. He's not, Leonardo. Everybody says he's Leonardo DiCaprio in every movie he's fucking in. I disagree highly, and I think people should get off their ass and watch more movies he's in, like this one, because he's definitely not Leonardo DiCaprio. He's kind of a scumbag, actually, in this movie for a good half of it. Alright, let's see what else we got. Siri, if you haven't seen Blood Diamond, check that one out. It's great. We've got Jaws. Well, you gotta have Jaws. I mean, come on. Fucking, it's classic. Australia. Yeah, I get a lot of flack for liking this movie, too. Even I enjoy a romance movie once in a blue moon. I'm not afraid to watch 1 or 2 of them. Some of them are actually not bad. This one actually has really nice shots, too. I enjoy the cinematography of the movie more than anything, though. And as for, like, a classic that I've seen 2 billion times, this movie right here, The Great Escape. If you haven't seen The Great Escape, get off your ass and go see The Great Escape. This is a classic. Go see this and North by Northwest, which I actually don't have on here. I used to have it, though. I don't know where the fuck it went. Predator, I shouldn't have to explain why I have this. If I have to explain why I have this, then you have not been paying attention for quite some time. Donnie Brasco, my love of mafioso movies, my love of good acting, my love of, crime does not pay. To steal a line from Ben Croshaw Yahtzee there. But yeah, I love those kind of movies for some reason. Blade Runner, my favorite version of it too. This is the fucking director's cut. This is the one, I don't like the other cut they did. This is my favorite one. Because what this does is... in the original cut, there's all this narration and shit from Deckard. And I gotta say, when you watch it and there's no narration and it just flows with the music that Vangelis played for the soundtrack, it's outstanding. It's not, you know what it is? It's not simplified. You have to actually have a brain to understand it. It also features a modified thing at the end where the ending is completely reversed on you, and it could have gone either way. It's great. This is the version I recommend. This is actually the cheaper version, too, for some fucking reason, or at least it was at the time. But if you could find this version, this is my definitive version. Now, people are going to say, no, you want the fucking case, the huge-ass silver case that has, like, 19 discs in it. I think that's a bit overkill. Ridley Scott has re-released this movie 8 million times. In my opinion, that's the fucking definitive version right there. But, we could argue about that all day. It really doesn't matter. At least if you haven't seen the movie, get off your ass and see the movie. It's fucking fantastic. And it's inspiration for God knows how many video games we have played at this point. or you all have played at some point. Oh, we're getting to another goddamn movie I'm going to talk forever about. Live Free or Die Hard. I like this movie. People always say, oh, why's it gotta be PG-13? You may notice something. This is the unrated version. I got news for you. It's not that different from the PG-13 version. And movie does not need... You do not need fuck, shit, ass, cock, fuck, motherfucker, cocksucker, so forth and so on every 2 minutes. You know what movie did that? Fucking Cliffhanger. You know what? Cliffhanger wasn't that great. Seriously, they say fuck, like, I want to say 40-something times in the first 30 minutes of that movie when the villains show up. Alright, what else do we got here? Oh, I'm sorry if I gave any old women heart attacks by cursing so much, but that's kind of what I do as a joke. The Departed. I can't watch this if I'm gonna do videos or do a live stream or anything, because I start talking like the characters. The accent is like I don't know, it influences me to talk like the characters. I can't figure it out. It's so fucking weird. I love that movie to death, though. And I know it's a remake of another one, but I don't care. I like The Departed. And again, another, Leo DiCaprio movie and a bunch of other actors who do a great job. Time Machine, I don't know. I couldn't say. Now, here's one of my, actually, these are two of my favorites, but this one, oh god. This is like one of the big childhood ones for me. This is like, yeah, this is it. This is an awesome fucking movie that I'm actually kind of glad it never got a sequel. I'm kind of glad it was just the one movie because it's great, and it's great for all audiences. Though I'll tell you, if you watch this on DVD, not on TV like I did when I was younger, it's way more raunchy and dirty than you may recall. Which is not a bad thing, actually. But yeah, this movie kicks ass. Now, another movie that kicks ass, Dark City. I wish I had seen this ages ago, because I would have realized that The Matrix and so many other movies either borrowed shit from it, or it did shit better. I don't know which one came out first. I'm not going to go nuts and look into it. All I know is that Dark City does, like, dark, gritty, sort of science fiction. I don't want to say much because I'll spoil the film. Let's just say this movie is fucking, still to my opinion, underrated, brilliant, and one of the most entertaining movies you can watch. If you haven't seen Dark City, it gets my seal of approval for a movie you need to fucking see before you die. It is awesome. That and the camera work and the shots and the cinematography and everything is fucking outstanding. This is like one of my favorite movies of all time, without a doubt. Not like it is. Backdraft, I've watched this with my father endlessly, so it's on the shelf because I still watch it on occasion, though at this point I got it fucking memorized. Gran Torino. This was way better than I was expecting. But I remember people, when they hear the title every now and again, they think it's Gran Turismo, and I always laugh my ass off at that. Like, does that say Turismo? That says Torino. And, I mean, the car is a big reason that the goddamn title is what it is, but it seems like people, even people I know, can't figure this shit out. They think it's about racing or some shit. No. It's about something else entirely, and it's a great film because it's not your generic schlock. That and Clint is fucking awesome in it. Red Dawn. Oh god, why did they have to fucking remake this? Seriously, why do they have to remake 90% of these fucking movies nowadays? Are they really out of ideas? And it's not even the same goddamn movie, it's something else entirely. They never should have remade this. I wonder if the remake bombed. It probably did, if anybody has sense in their head. What else do we got? Oh, Team America, World Police. I love this fucking movie. This is one of the dumbest fucking movies I ever watched, but I enjoy the shit out of it more and more every time I watch it. Because I notice very subtle satire. I started to notice that Matt and Trey have a satire streak to them, the likes of which I don't think I can even compete with it if I tried. It's just ridiculous. What else we got? Burn Up. This is anime, so I'm not going to talk much about it. I'm not saying I don't like anime. I'm just saying, like, I don't really remember much. It's one of those DVD sets I got ages, and I mean fucking ages ago. Stealth. I was actually with a group of people. We watched this. I mean, we had one or two drinks at the time, but we actually wound up kind of enjoying it. Speaking of movies you can watch while drunk and laugh your ass off, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Oh, God, Uwe Ball. Fuck you. You asshole, you ruined Alone in the Dark. Oh, look at that. Look at the irony there. There it is. I don't care for it all that much. And people get pissed when I say that, because it's Stallone. You gotta like Stallone's movies. I don't like that one. I like this one. I gotta say, video game-based movies are usually pretty shitty. I think this is one of those exceptions. People hate the fucking ending, but I think the ending fits pretty well with the whole Silent Hill mythos that you never really escape from Silent Hill. It's always with you. Or some shit like that. Or at least that's what I interpret from the fucking ending. Mission Impossible 3, I would love to get Ghost Protocol up in here. I mean, 3 is cool and all, but I really, really want Ghost Protocol, so I need to get up my ass and get that. This is something special right here. This actually, again, this is Chris. You know, she's the reason I have this. And this is the Akira, special edition. Which is, again, one of my favorite movies. I don't even think of it as an anime anymore. I think of it as a feature film, because I've watched it so often. It's like it's up there with other feature films I've watched, which we're going to get to in a few minutes, that I've seen a million times. What is this? Underworld? Oh, God. The only reason I have Underworld Evolution and Underworld is because someone I knew loved to watch them, and I picked it up till they stopped fucking sitting on my computer watching a fucking downloaded version of it that was, like, really crappy visuals. Drove me insane for more than one reason. One of my fucking hard drive. You cheap ass, go buy the fucking movie. You what? You what? You like Beckinsale that much? Buy the goddamn movie. 1408. I really enjoyed this movie. I didn't know what to expect, and I wound up enjoying it quite a bit. Though, in terms of his movies, I would have to say I think I liked Identity way better. I only recently saw that on Netflix, but I liked Identity quite a bit. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I love this fucking movie. I think it's awesome. It's a lot of fun to watch. I love the action scenes and stuff. It's just a fun movie to watch, plain and simple. It's like Night and Day. It's like the same. It reminds me like it's sort of the same sort of like cheesy romance action sort of nonsense, but it's fun to watch. Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2. Volume 1 is awesome. Volume 2, ugh, God. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know why when he spread these movies out, I swear to God, he didn't do his homework well enough. Because he literally put all the action scenes and memorable shit in the first one, and then in the second one, he put the slowest fucking scenes ever, and it's like he split them up. It's kind of like Grindhouse, where you've got Planet Terror, and then you got Death Proof. Planet Terror is this non-stop rampage of blood, gore, overkill, antics, fucking stupid-ass humor. And then you get to Death Proof, and Death Proof is like slow-ass dialogue and conversation. It doesn't make any sense. In my view, you should do that first to build up for what comes next. I mean, even fucking Jackie... He knew to do that with Jackie Brown. He knew to do that with fucking Reservoir Dogs. He knew how to split that one up. He knows what the hell he's doing, and then all of a sudden... he forgets or something. I don't know. I was very disappointed with Kill Bill Volume 2. Not the whole thing, but it just, I don't know. It felt like it was like missing something or lacking something that the first one had. Some kind of ambition or drive was gone. Not to mention the ending is like so weak in my opinion compared to what it should be. I mean, when Bill finally gets his, I didn't want him to die. He didn't seem like a bad guy at all. In fact, the bride, Uma Thurman, seemed like a real cunt. Pardon my phrase, use of the C word, but really, like, she left him, she fucking goes and fucks someone else, and, like, what did she do it for? I know she wasn't happy, but at the same time, you know, it's like she ran the fuck off, and then that was it. It just seemed, I don't know, it just seemed fucked up to me. She came off as annoying as shit in the second movie. In the first movie, she's this ass-kicking woman who I totally could respect, and was like, this woman is awesome. But, I don't know, it didn't work for me. But I know other people will say the same thing. Borat, I've never actually watched this. I've heard it's hilarious. I probably will one of these days. But then again, I've seen some stuff on YouTube, and I don't find it hilarious or funny in the slightest. I don't know. Apparently, it's supposed to be making fun of typical, like, American stuff. Somebody told me that. I have no fucking idea, to be honest with you. The Ring, I've watched this so many fucking times. It's ridiculous. I really like this movie. I thought it was one of the better remakes of like a Japanese horror movie. And considering it doesn't have a Hollywood horse shit ending, that blew my mind the first time. And I think it still continues to blow my mind that they would actually go with a dark ass ending. Now, yeah. This is a mixed bag. Some people love it, some people hate it, and a lot of people don't even know what the fuck it is. But this is the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, movie film for theaters, or movie film for DVD, as it's called here. You know, they gotta make it more confusing. Jackasses. Alright, let's speed this shit up. I'm taking way too long. We're here. We did all this. Now we still gotta do all this, and I'm taking like fucking million years here. But people did want to see this shit, so what the hell. Ocean's 11, I really enjoy this. This was something when they remade it. They really, really did an amazing job of taking an idea and then just doing something amazing with it. Because I'm sorry, I know that this might get some flack, but the original Ocean's 11, it's a piece of shit. It's just a piece of shit. It's a fucking Sinatra vehicle, pretty much, and it's annoying as shit to watch. Where this one is actually a clever caper movie with plenty of good acting and a ton of actors doing the acting. It's funny, it's entertaining, and ultimately, it's just a lot of fun to watch. The same goes for Snatch. Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I don't actually think I have Lock, Stock. I think I loaned that out and never got it back. But Snatch, yeah, if you haven't seen Snatch, you need to see it. Because if you have any kind of sense of humor, you're probably going to die laughing in your chair the first time. There's certain lines in this movie that will make anybody fucking laugh. I swear to God. And there's a few bits in it that are just probably some of the funniest shit ever written for a film. Speaking of the opposite end of the spectrum, there will be blood. I don't think I have to say anything about this one. There will be blood. Daniel Day-Lewis. He plays it's all it is about oil tycoon barons or something like barons, whatever the phrase is. It's about oil. It's about the people who fucking bid for oil. And I swear to God, it's nothing but one big ass character study. And Daniel Day-Lewis's acting is literally the reason you watch this movie, because you shouldn't be rooting for him technically, but you are. That and the ending is amazing, to say the least of things. It's unbelievably amazing and memorable. You will not forget it once you see it. If you haven't seen that, fucking see that, because that's great. It's got the same kind of case as Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. That's funny. I wonder why they're doing those paper cases like that. Oh, maybe because it's fucking like dark ass colors they did it like that? Because Girl with the Dragon Tattoo has a similar case and it's got like mostly grays on it. Weird. Yeah, not a lot of people are going to know what this is, I wager. Then again, that might be pretentious. People might actually know what this is. But if you don't know what this is the 12-ounce mouse, the DVD thing. I actually got this for free. But I've watched it plenty of times. Actually, it looks like shit. I know the show looked like shit for a lot of people, but it actually is really, really a subjective David Lynch-like sort of thing going on, where very simplistic art, but a very, very deep and complex actual story going on, despite the nonsense and bullshit you're subjected to on a constant basis due to, I guess, two writers going at it and never deciding what they want to do. Why am I pulling out Beaches? The only reason Beaches is here because that's another one of those movies I inherited. Ice Age, Ice Age 2, these are great fucking movies. Not just for kids, for anybody. They're just fun to watch. Under Tuscan Sun, again, it's another one I inherited. Bloodsport 2. Actually, I have no fucking idea. Some of these I actually don't know. Broke Down Palace, I think I saw this once before, and I want to say it was actually not that bad, but I can't remember, so I'm not going to claim anything. Far down below, this is Steven Seagal, you know, doing Hokkaido or whatever the hell he calls it, where he moves his hands 8 million times. You know when he jogs down the best scene of him is in fucking Under Siege 2, where the train is exploding and he's literally power jogging as it blows up behind him. It's one of the greatest scenes in film history to just show you how stupid like direction can really get. Here's Hannibal, which is, you know, the sequel to Silence of the Lambs. This is not a bad movie at all. I didn't see Red Dragon, though, so I have no idea if that was any good. Here's another fucking copy of 300. Like, I needed 2 copies of that, so if somebody wants a copy of 300, let me know. Here's Ghost Rider. I knew it was here somewhere, and it's in backwards. His curse became his power. Nicolas Cage as Fu Manchu. I mean Ghost Rider. I'm sorry, that shit was hilarious. The first Pirates of the Caribbean. I really like this movie, actually. I think it got overkill later on, but the first one, I don't know, it's pretty cool. I love the ending, too. It's awesome. Like, it ties in everything from various parts of the movie and just ends it. It ends it on a really high note, too. That's why I couldn't stand the other 2 movies. Not to mention the third one. Oh my god, it was so fucking bad. Holiday Inn, this is a classic. We watched this around Christmas time. Tora. I really shouldn't have to tell anybody to watch this, because this is a classic. If you haven't seen it, I really recommend you check it out. Speaking of classics, The Outlaw Josie Wales is another classic you should check out. Not as much as Tora, but it's up there. Now we get into some weird territory. Repo, the Genetic Opera. This is a musical quite unlike anything I've seen in a long-ass time. I'm actually going to recommend this. I'm going to recommend this if you can get past the point where you're going to sit there and go, oh, this is just emos and goth bullshit. It's actually a really fun movie to watch. It's entertaining, and the music numbers aren't that bad anyway. But I really enjoy the movie. I've watched it plenty of times with multiple people. Batman Begins. I don't have to say much. I don't have to say anything about this. This movie's excellent. I actually think that this is the better of this one and Dark Knight. I think this one's actually better upon watching it more times. I still can't decide, though. You know? The Net, it's an inherited one. I know it is, because Sandra Bullock's in the fucking movie. Constantine, this is me buying random-ass DVDs just for the hell of it. It wasn't that bad. At the same time, Keanu Reeves started to get on my nerves after a while. I couldn't tell you why, he just did. Like, something about his acting drove me fucking insane. It's like, whoa, I know Kung Fu. And then it's like every goddamn movie it feels like that. The part at the end, though, where he stopped smoking because of his thing got healed and he's chewing gum, though, cracked me up. I won't admit that. It's not, I'm fucking pushing it far here. It's not that fucking bad, but it's not amazing either. It's certainly not fucking Hellblazer, that's for sure. You want to see who John Constantine actually is? Read Hellblazer. Bad Boys 2. I wish I had Bad Boys 1. I'm sorry, Bad Boys 2 to me is just not as good as Bad Boys 1. It has its moments, but Bad Boys 1 is like, it's just way better. It's just more raw and funnier. Monster House. This is a movie that me and Chris used to, like, we watched online endlessly. It's like, it's one of our favorites. I've watched this a bunch of times too. I really enjoy this fucking movie. I had no idea it was going to be anywhere near as funny as it is. And it's actually not funny like stupid kid humor. It's actually got some mature humor in it. Much like, I remember this came out, and I think, I want to say Up came out as well, or maybe I'm off by that, but both movies feature a craggy old man in them, and I wonder if there was some kind of trend going on at that point for doing old people in houses or something. But, whatever. Monster House, no, check that one out if you haven't seen it. It's really fucking funny at points. Not a bad story either. Ultraviolet. Such a dark thrown in that. It's really not that good. It's all over the fucking place in terms of plot. But I mean, if you want to see interesting colored choices and shit, not a bad choice. You'd be better off watching I Am Legend, which, if anybody doesn't know, is a remake of Charlton Heston's Omega Man. I'm not saying this is no good. This is actually a fantastic movie in its own right. It's just that Will Smith is not Charlton Heston, so I view the movies, despite this being a remake of sorts, I view the movies as completely different entities. Because they're both really good, and I don't want to compare one or the other one. It's like comparing fucking... It's not like with Planet of the Apes. You know, like, the original Planet of the Apes has Charlton Heston, and then the fucking new one has, Shit, who was in the new one? It wasn't Mark Wahlberg, was it? You know what, I don't know and I don't fucking care. Let's just say the new Planet of the Apes, or... I'm not talking about Rise, I'm talking about the fucking remake that Burton did, which I swear to God is one of his worst movies. Was a piece of shit. Where fucking the original Planet of the Apes with Charlton Heston is fucking amazing. Which, again, if you haven't seen that, see that. I actually had the box set of all the Planet of the Apes movies, the originals. I have no idea what the fuck happened to it. It's one of the biggest mysteries in my life that I can't solve, because I'm very aggravated about that. This is Narc, which is Ray Liotta playing a real scumbag. Well, everybody's a scumbag in that movie, but it's fun to watch him play that type of scumbag. He seems pretty good at playing those roles, actually. I think it's all those mafioso movies he was in. View to a Kill. This is actually, I think this was like a freaking bootleg or something. Or maybe not. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Get this now. Wall Street, the first one. The sequel fucking sucked. Michael Douglas was awesome in this friggin' man. When he plays Gecko, unforgettable. I own this movie for one reason: to watch Paris Hilton die. I'm not kidding. Me, Myself, and Irene. I wish I'd give Jim Carrey some credit once in a blue moon. He actually just cracked me the fuck up in a lot of his movies. This one especially. But I have to say, what was it? Sunshine of the Eternal Spotlight on the Eternal Soul. It was something like that. It was really good, but really sad. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, was that it? God damn it. I'll remember it later on, but that's a fantastic movie. That's up there with like fucking Truman Show and a few other ones. V for Vendetta. I love this fucking movie. I think that this movie, when they released the trailers for it, they did a disservice to it. They made it seem like it was going to be some action bullshit. It's not. It's not an action movie. It's a drama. It has a really good plot. It has, like, really good pacing, good acting, and I swear there's 3 or 4 scenes in this, especially early on with Natalie Portman, that are some of the most emotional scenes I've seen in a movie. That will literally make grown men probably cry. Unless they're too embarrassed to do so, and if you are, then man the fuck up. It's not that fucking scary to do. Oh, good God. Oh, good Jesus. If anybody remembers me trying to do commentary, they may recall this movie where I was trying to do commentary on this. This is Fist of the North Star. See those pricks that closed my account? I actually did own the fucking movies. I don't know how to copyright this, copyright that, copyright my dick. I own it. I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. Insomnia. This movie's actually not that bad. It's just fucking out there. It's messed up too early on. It's very fucked up, and it just keeps going downhill. More anime. I don't fucking remember. Pink Floyd's The Wall. I am kind of a Pink Floyd fan, so that was kind of a given there. Fuck is this? Legally Blonde. Inherited. Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, this is actually mine. I like Jerry Seinfeld. I thought he was funny. Well, he was funny, but now they've done, what's the deal with airline food about 1,000,000 fucking times, so it's getting old. But I mean, that was when he retired everything, so that's kind of it. That's the end of it right there. So there's some pretty funny shit in that thing, because it's his last time doing it. This is actually one of my favorites. I've mentioned it to so many people, and they don't seem to know who Terry Pratchett is, and that just makes me weep. How the fuck do people not know who Terry Pratchett is? It's so sad. They fucking, there's certain names everybody fucking knows, and then Terry Pratchett's, completely ignored. Do yourself a favor. If you don't know who Terry Pratchett is, when this is over, or right now, hit pause, go on Google, look him up. It's worth it, trust me. Speaking of looking things up, this is one of the funniest movies I ever watched. I never realized how stupid this movie was, how campy and stupid it was, till I watched it again when I was older. It's still entertaining as shit. What bugs me, though, is you can do either way, and it's, it's like, the fuck is going on here? I have no idea why they did that. The Amityville Horror. This is one of those first attempts at me watching a horror movie. This really ain't that bad. It's not really gory. There's no real, blood. Gore porn is what I can't watch, like Hostel and that sort of shit. It's nothing like that. It's actually pretty entertaining. Scary, too, at points. Here's the original one. I knew this was here. This is way better than the sequel, I'll say that much. But, it has its issues. Then again, this is better than Ultraviolet. I will say that much. This bus can't go under 55 or it'll explode. Was it 55? Wait. Must keep the Planet Bus, Los Angeles, 50 miles per hour. I thought it was 55. I could have swore to God it was 55. Okay, you might see Resident Evil movies occasionally on my shelves. I swear to God they're nothing but a guilty pleasure. I know they're not that great. I just watch them when I'm bored. Besides, this one reminds me of, if you took Resident Evil and then merged it with, fucking Mad Max or something. Besides, these are, even if they're considered bad now, they got worse as they went, so you could go backwards and you'll enjoy it more, I think. They're just fun to watch when you're bored. What is this? Oh, Children of Men. I should actually get a real fucking version of this, not this shitty, GameStop. We printed a fucking case in our spare time. Not a bad movie. Not a bad movie at all. Here's another one of my guilty pleasures. 13 Ghosts. I'd have to say this and Ghost Ship are on the same tier with me, where I really enjoyed watching them. Trying to think if this is the one where the dude... Let me see if it is. I think this is the one. There's one where the guy is, he makes, he's got, a horror theme park with a roller coaster and shit, and it's, it's crazy, and he's, the master of scaring everybody. And I think that might be the one, unless I'm thinking of something else, but I don't think so. Anyway, 13 Ghosts and Ghost Ship are two of my really big guilty pleasure movies. But again, with Ghost Ship, turn it off before the last 3 minutes or something. See how I said it again? I'll say it every fucking time. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I don't think I should have to say anything about this. I think everybody on the fucking internet knows about that movie by now. If you don't, go watch it now. Go watch that and go watch Life of Brian. And then you will have a much better time with British humor after that, I think. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Nobody seems to talk about this movie anymore. I have no fucking idea why. It's absolutely brilliant. The idea of taking a slow, dramatic romance and merging that with fucking wires and kung fu and sword fights, it blows my mind that it was even able to be done. And let alone, not only be done so fucking well that, it led to me just appreciating certain aspects of cinema more, I think, because I never could have pictured that actually being good. I figured that would bore the shit out of me. Nope. Great fucking movie. The Animatrix, another one I wish I had an actual case for. Not for all of it, but I think it's called The Last Renaissance, Part 1 and 2. The openings, the two openers to the Animatrix, the two first parts to the thing, it's Part 1 and Part 2. I really enjoyed that. The whole background about the machines and everything and why things happen. I thought that was fantastic. And I kind of didn't feel bad for what happened to the humans after that, to be honest with you. They fucking called it upon themselves by egotistical pricks. But maybe the movies just make me biased. I don't know. It's possible. I just noticed I didn't talk about fucking No Country for Old Men. Which, I'm not going to lie to you, I really did not friggin' like all that much. But then again, I seem to watch it and get bored or something. Like, I can't keep track of things. I really should go back to that movie. I consider myself a film buff of sorts. I should finish the goddamn movie in a single sitting with no bullshit. I don't know why I decided to go back. Let's see what else we got. We got Seven. Seven is awesome. Took me forever to see it, but I'm so glad I did. Young Guns, High Noon. High Noon is a classic. Ghosts, I know where I got that. Original Starship Troopers, fucking awesome. Assault on Precinct 13 remake, not so fucking awesome. Watch the original if you can. Here it is. Dawn of the Dead. It's one of my favorite movies. Note again. Cheap-ass GameStop. But I don't give a fuck, it works. Great video, too. This actually has better video than another version of this on DVD. Now, funny enough, I do, in fact, have the other Starship Trooper movies, and you'll notice they're not open. I was going to do a video thing one time where I was going to actually tear into those fucking movies big time, because one of them looks so cheap it looks like it could be shot on a school stage, or maybe with a green screen somewhere in a basement. Like my old room. Yeah, that bad. I'm not fucking around. Pacific Heights, this is a great movie. Keaton plays an absolute fucking psychopath in it. The original Harry Potter, I don't give a fuck, call me gay if you want. I like the Harry Potter movies. Not all of them, but some of them really are, I find them really enjoyable. Gremlins, I'm going to have to say that this is one of my favorite movies to watch during Christmas time, and that this was definitely not a kid's movie, but kids watched it anyway for some fucked up reason. It really is not for kids. If you haven't seen it in a long time and you're wondering what the fuck I'm talking about, watch it again and you'll find out. Oh god. Again, look at this. That's how I discovered Pulp Fiction. I bought it on a whim. The only reason I bought it was because she looked really fucking hot on the cover. I'm not kidding around. I had no fucking idea what was going on. But the fact that she was smoking and it kind of looked like noirish, I was like, this might be a cool, like, detective movie or something. I had no fucking idea what I was getting into. But you know what? It's a good thing I did that. It's a good thing I had that impulse. Because this movie fucking rocked and it changed my perspective on film. To a great degree. Now, I had actually seen Reservoir Dogs on VHS before this. I didn't really... it was so long between seeing the two that I didn't even realize it was the same fucking director. Years later, you know, I would realize the fucking connection to all the films. But back then, I had no fucking idea. I just knew I loved this goddamn movie when it ended. I absolutely loved the way it was directed, shot, the style, the music. I just fell in love with the whole damn thing. And of course, Uma Thurman. She's fucking hot. Ninth Gate. I like this movie. A lot of people don't like this movie. I think this is one of Johnny Depp's better movies because it's just him playing Corso. He plays him perfectly. That and the ambiguous as fucking hell secondary story and ending that a lot of people still aren't sure what exactly transpired. It's pretty obvious if you watch it more than once. Transporter, the original. I think that's pretty fun to watch. Not the most amazing movie in the world, but not a bad movie anyway. The Bank Job. Either I never watched it or I don't remember it. Either way, I think I'm gonna have to watch that one too, see how it is. Let's see, Castaway. This is a great film. This is a great film because it's just Tom Hanks, man. It's one guy the entire fucking film. It's very inspirational if you're trying to make a movie and you have no cast. I mean, yeah, sure, he had a volleyball named Wilson, but that's not really going too far there. One guy makes this whole fucking movie work. It's amazing. And then we come to a movie that's not so amazing. God damn it. Alright, fine. It's not the worst fucking thing I ever watched. But it's not the best either. And god damn it, I think I'd rather watch the original Punisher. No, I wouldn't. You know which one I want to watch? I want to watch Punisher War Journal, or whatever the fuck it was called, where he was chopping people's arms and shit off. It was so fucking violent that it was like, I think it got an NC-17 when it was released in theaters or some shit. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Again, another one I really enjoy. People say, how the fuck can you possibly like that movie? I find it really fucking funny. And the whole thing about Windex became like a classic line I bring up all the time, that Windex can solve anything. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, actually try the movie. You might laugh. It's a charming little comedy. You know, sometimes these supposedly like women's comedies can be actually surprisingly funny, even if you're like, you know, a fucking burly male that plays Call of Duty games and can't be bothered to watch any of this wishy-washy bullshit. It might help. It might actually help you expand your horizons, you know, try a different type of film. You might find something you actually enjoy. I found that I enjoy sort of light comedies or family-friendly comedies at times. And because of that, not National Treasure, obviously, though I love that fucking movie. I'll talk about that in a minute. You know, because of that, I actually sat down and watched The Terminal. I didn't know what the fucking Terminal was about. I just fired it up because I heard that it's actually it's a funny movie. It's a sweet movie. It's got a good like storyline behind it. They weren't fucking around when they said that. This was like one of the better films I sat down and watched because I was engrossed in it from like square one. And Tom Hanks, again, amazing. Now, let's do National Treasure real fast so I can go over this. Nicolas Cage gets a lot of shit, but I gotta say, if the History Channel created their own Indiana Jones character, it would be Nicolas Cage's character in this movie. That's what I thought it was. I honest to God, I watched this fucking movie, and I thought the History Channel was trying to make a fucking miniseries out of it. It's like it was a pilot for a TV series they were gonna do, and I still can't believe they never jumped on that possibility. And I gotta say, I really hope they make more of these. I don't know if they're gonna, but Jesus Christ, National Treasure 2 wasn't bad. Could have been fucking, it could have been so bad, considering how bad some other sequels were, but no, National Treasure 2 wasn't that bad. I like the first one better, but, you know, they're both pretty damn good. And they're entertaining to, like, a lot of different audiences, so, you know, do it, why not? Now, speaking of Tom Hanks, versatility, I would say. That's probably one of the best things about Tom Hanks. He's versatile as hell. He can do all different types of roles. And this one is probably one of his most standout ones because this is so fucking dark in comparison to like some of the other stuff that I've seen him in. This is also just a great film. And if I remember right, this is actually based on a graphic novel. I could be wrong about that, but I could swear to it. Anyway, if you haven't seen Road to Perdition, you need to check this one out. It's excellent. Just be prepared for some really, really dark and moody film. Batman Gotham Knight. This is another one I got from Chris. You notice the theme here? Like all the cool ones that came from Chris? Because she really understood my tastes in like film and like what I wanted to watch and such. I actually didn't even know if I was going to like this at first or not, but I enjoyed the shit out of it. Again, it's like the Animatrix and it's like the Dante's Inferno thing and everything. It's like different animation styles and different short stories, but it's a lot of fun to watch. Pretty violent too at times. It's pretty cool. Just that one of the art styles they used at one point, I didn't really care for it, but that's about my only complaint I have with it. Here, again, remember when I mentioned Tom Cruise and not being an ass about that whole Scientology bullshit? Yeah, if you're like that, then you didn't see this movie, and if you didn't see this movie, you missed something really good. I know people are gonna go, oh god, Dances with Wolves all over again. Yes and no. This is incredibly, incredibly entertaining and epic, and highly recommended. It's something special. And I'll tell you right now, and I'll say this only once. Fuck Avatar. You know what Avatar is? Avatar is if you took fucking Dances with Wolves and combined it with Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest. That's what Avatar is. I'd rather watch fucking Dances with Wolves or The Last Samurai or, what was it? Fuck, there was another one I can't think of. There's another movie, though. It'll come to me sooner or later. Alright, what else do we got? Sin City. Fuck yes. This may very well be the best movie based on a comic. Or graphic novel. Because this one, especially with Mickey Rourke playing Marv, he looks like Marv. It's spot on. And all the characters match up to the characters in the fucking graphic novel. It's dark, it's moody, it doesn't like cut anything out. It just works really well. Stupid Will Ferrell comedies, check. You gotta have some of those. Though I don't have fucking the other guys, and I don't have Anchorman, which I'm gonna have to get. My brother had that. I used to borrow it from him every other week. Love that fucking movie. Hope the sequel's good, because if it's not, I'm gonna be pissed. Face Off! It's one of John Woo's earlier ones before I actually knew who the fuck John Woo was, pretty much. I learned, though. I learned the style and how he does things, so now I know. Now I know. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Who the fuck doesn't own a copy of this in some shape or form? And I don't give a fuck if it's got the GameStop tag on it. It's Terminator 2 and it works. The Exorcist. At the beginning, I have no fucking idea. The original Exorcist, I think, is overrated to begin with. I watched it. It wasn't scary at all. I didn't find it scary. I didn't find it moody. Nothing. It did nothing for me, funny enough. Here's the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, which, I don't know, was better than the other one, but it's still not that great. Plus, the guy that played the Hulk in fucking The Avengers is my favorite since the fucking original TV series. Here we go! Tom Hanks again, Saving Private Ryan. I shouldn't have to say a fucking word about this movie. At this point, I think everybody knows that movie is good. Just like this one, I don't think I need to explain this one. But if I do, then you know what? It's time for you to go on Google and find out information about the movie. Oh boy, Chronicles of Riddick. Chronicles of Riddick. I saw this so long before I saw Pitch Black. Like way before Pitch Black. I saw this, then I saw Pitch Black way later on. And I really was pissed that I never saw Pitch Black back in the day, because Pitch Black was fucking awesome. This isn't a bad movie. It's fun to watch. It's interesting. It's got its moments. But Pitch Black is like, holy fuck, man. It was so much more fun to watch. And Riddick in Pitch Black, he's an anti-hero straight out the bat. He's a smartass, he's an anti-hero, and he makes his presence well known that he doesn't take shit from nobody. In Chronicles of Riddick, he's kind of watered down a bit. Then again, I think fucking Pitch Black was rated R, and if I remember right, Chronicles of Riddick was, of course, this is the unrated director's cut, so I'm not going to find a fucking rating. But, yeah. And then we just have a bunch of, like, random-ass shit, like, here's Snakes on a Plane. I don't think I have to explain why I have it. Here's Cowboy Bebop, The Perfect Sessions. Season session, whatever the fuck, I don't know what it's fucking called. It's Cowboy Bebop, it's all the goddamn thing, that's all that matters, and I can watch it whenever I want. X-Files, Fight the Future, which is not a very good movie, which is a terrible fucking ending. There's another copy of Silent Hill, and here's something really rare. Clay World, off the table. This is Knox's movie that he did for the Clay World series. This is not, you can't buy this in stores, you have to get this online. I don't even know if they make it anymore. This is one of the funniest movies I ever watched. I'm not kidding around. I know it's homebrew and everything, and it looks about as, I know it's about as bootleg as it gets. Here, I'll show you. It doesn't matter. Actually, it was between me and someone else on, way back when I was streaming. We put our money together and we actually got the movie so it could be streamed live. So, yeah, that was one of those golden moments where everything kind of worked out. And then we have my meager Blu-ray selection, which is the 18 Night and Day, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Salt, which I really like way more than a lot of people do, Taken, which is awesome, Sherlock Holmes, the first one was awesome, the second one's like... Inception, I've talked many times how much I love Inception, and then you got Terminator Salvation, which is... I don't know. Predators, however... I never knew how cool Brody could be until I saw Predators. Like, he's badass as shit in that movie. But my brother constantly says, he's no Arnold. I'm like, no, he's not Arnold. He's totally different, but he's fucking awesome regardless. Predators was a surprise, indeed, because I actually wound up really fucking enjoying it. I didn't think I was gonna. But Terminator Salvation, yeah, that's kind of weak. And, yeah, that's pretty much everything. We've covered everything, and I think we've been going for about an hour now, so I think it's about time to close up shop here. I apologize for running this video so long, but everybody wanted to know about this stuff, and something about me is I don't just go, okay, here's this movie, here's this movie, here's that movie, and I don't just fucking sit out here and go, so yeah, I own a lot of movies. No, I like to, move in and tell you about this stuff to show that I don't just have this shit sitting on a shelf to show off. I actually, fucking know about the stuff sitting there. There's nothing I hate more ever in video of anybody's collections or anything like that, when they stand there like fucking statues, and they don't say nothing about half the stuff. They focus on maybe 3 or 4 things, and everything else gets fucking ignored entirely, and it almost reads to me like they have no fucking idea what they actually have, what it is, if they've watched it, if they played it. That's why game collections, where the games are constantly in boxes, brand new, just sitting there, that are on display next to stuff that's open, always aggravate the fuck out of me. It's like, open the fucking things. But people will sit there and go, no, they're collector's items, you don't want to open them, then what the fuck's the point of having them? If you're keeping Nintendo games, DVDs, video games, whatever, if you're keeping that shit sealed in the box, and you don't have 2 copies of it, you are wasting your fucking time. You're impressing nobody. Open the goddamn thing up and enjoy it. That's why I quit this, because this was sealed when I got it. So was this, and these. It's like, what am I going to do? Am I going to keep it sealed? I mean, why? I want to enjoy it. Maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm different in thinking this way, but I'm sorry. I fucking hate videos like that, and that's why I hate a majority of the videos that do this, and this is why I didn't want to do a video like this, because I figured at some point or another, I was going to rant about this, and I can go on about this all fucking day and night. But I hate that shit. You own it, it's yours, fucking use it. Don't keep it in a box and never touch it. What kind of fucking dumbass shit is that? And don't get me wrong, I understand the point of collectibles. I'm not saying rip it open. But what I'm saying to you is, if you're not specifically having it on a shelf as a collector for specific reasons to archive it, what the fuck is the point of having it in the first place if you're never going to use it? It just doesn't make any sense to me. People who collect video games, movies, music, whatever, and they never use the stuff. They just leave it there and they look at it. Oh yeah, it looks pretty. But I want to go beyond looks. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I actually want to see functionality from my collection of things. Maybe I'm retarded. I don't know. Let me know. Post a comment. Feel free to post whatever you like. Well, people do that anyway, so I don't have to tell you. But yeah, that's been my DVD collection so far. Gonna add the ones I got in there pretty soon when I get a chance. And yeah, stay tuned for more updates. Hopefully updates aren't as long as this anyway. And have a good weekend. Ciao.